Dlaczego? Dlaczego mnie okłamałaś? Kłamstwa. Wszyscy kłamiecie. Wszyscy kłamiecie. Strzelaj. Ja stąd zwiewam.
This movie claims it was 90 minutes long. This was one of those 4-hour phenomenons, at least. It was, there was a lot of story going on too. And I didn't know how it was supposed to be tying together. There was all kinds of exposition. It was dubbed. So there was this kind of footage and none of the sound obviously went with it. It was narration, not direct dialogue a lot of times. And I remember saying in the chat at one point, it looked like they had gotten all this footage and decided they would create the story themselves while dubbing it first viewing. It really went in a way that was pretty difficult to follow. But I had taken an edible. I'd taken several edibles, and they just struck at the right time during this movie. And there was, it reminded me of the very first time I took edibles. And the very first time I did was like years ago. And I was with Malcolm, the other co-founder of the Satanic Temple, at the house of a friend of his who had made brownies. And he was like, if you want to try pot brownie, go ahead. So I take a brownie. He's got them cut up into squares. I eat the brownie. And then he was like, well, how much did you eat? And I said, well, I ate a fucking brownie, of course. And then he was like, whoa, shit. I'm thinking, you don't cut them up into fucking sizes that, you know, don't indicate one dose. So I was like, how long do I have? And he's like, I don't know, man, anywhere from like half hour, 15 minutes maybe. You can't be clear. I'm like, fuck it. So I call an Uber. I'm like, I better get home before this shit goes down. And then I'm in the car and it hits. And
Oh no.
yeah, and I was like, the guy was driving, and I felt like he was going like 200 miles an hour, and he's doing turns and shit, and I'm like, whoa, like I'm in anti-gravity, like bouncing off the back windshield and shit, and I'm just rolling around like, holy shit, this guy is gonna get us killed. And I looked at his speedometer, and it was like, you know, it was normal speed. And then, nonetheless, I still had it in my mind that he's crazy driving. And so he comes to a stop. I see the lights, and he comes to a stop, and I had seen a cop, and I was like, ah. So I leaned over and I said to him, the motherfucker gotcha. And the guy looked really horrified. And I was like, what? And then the light turned green and he started going. And I was like, oh fuck, he didn't even get pulled over.
Oh.
And that was what was going on. I just blurted out something insane to him, and he could already see something's up, you know. I'm like, what the fuck? And then luckily though, you know, because in my mind I'm thinking, I got to explain this. And then I was just like, no, you just don't say anything. But I think I was staring at him the whole time. So, anyways, we get to my place and I get out and I go in, and that was it. And then I'm watching Demon Cop last night, and this woman is giving this exposition, trying to get sciencey about why Demon Cop is Demon Cop or something. They're trying to talk about some kind of thing going on in this film. I had no fucking idea. But then she says to these guys, it's like Goldilocks without the three bears. And suddenly I was like, oh. Slow it down. The edibles just hit then at the right time, and she said it, and it made so little sense that it was just it's a state dependent thing. I don't know. Probably holding all kinds of information wherever that is.
I'm sorry, that Uber driver gave you 1 star.
But the best part about Demon Cop, I thought, was his long orations, because he talked like Cookie Monster.
Either you, Kia, or Mora. Maybe all 3 of you. Yes, Kelly. When you left me for a while, a few took your place.
Edward?
I feel the next stage is total loss of reality.
And they're trying to be Shakespearean about it. They want to show like the tragedy of Demon Cop, because he has some blood infection that makes him turn into a demon, and he's trying to cure it. Something. It's about as much as you could really get from whatever the plot is supposed to be. And then he would spend all his time lamenting. Like, there's just footage of him standing around, looking around, and then they would have the narration over it, and it was supposed to be his demon voice, and he would be, and he's addressing this to like his lover or something. Oh, too bad you never knew real Cookie. And then he would. And I remember one of the lines was actually something like, I have been hurt in places where if a normal person had been hurt there, they would have been dead. And I was like, God damn it, who the fuck wrote this? And it's supposed to be like really melancholy too. It's supposed to be sad and tragic, and he's saying dumb shit like that. Fuck, this was a really good movie.
I really want chocolate chip cookies now.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.